What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Welcome to some FORZA Horizon 4 and welcome to the series Building an Icon. And today's video, I do have an icon. This is, however, an icon from another video game franchise, and that is Need for Speed. So of course, as you can see, I'm driving the stock car itself here, but as you can see by the the title and the thumbnail, we will be building the BMW M3 GTR from Need for Speed Most Wanted. Well, it was originally in Need for Speed Most Wanted, and then it also, I think, made a short appearance in Need for Speed Carbon as well. But the Need for Speed Most Wanted, we'll just name it that, BMW M3 GTR. And that's what I'm going to be driving around here. So this is it. This is the M3 GTR. Now this is a very, very rare car in this game, since you can only actually get this thing if you go and buy it off the auction house from other people selling it, or if the game developers ever decide to re-add this car into the game. Now the reason why I say that is because you can't actually buy this thing from the auction, or sorry, from the auto show. You literally have to buy it from the auction house or wait for them to add it into the game again, because that's what it was like the first time. This isn't an original car into this game. This was actually added later on after the game's release, so you can't technically buy this thing new. Anyway, let's just go ahead and do this. I'm going to turn it into the full Need for Speed car, obviously by adding the whole decals and everything on it. You can't make it go wide body in this, which is a big shame, because I wish I could. If I was able to get this thing to be a nice wide bodied E46 M3 GTR, I mean, it would have been literally perfect. Like, it would genuinely be perfect. This is what we have here, and then obviously I can't really do anything else when it comes to the looks of this thing. I mean, I'll have to put the big wing on it, which is just this. This is the only wing we have. I can obviously take it off fully if I want to get rid of the GTR wing and just have it look like a normal E46 M3 from the back, except for that, massive rear bumper. But yeah, obviously the one in Need for Speed does have a massive wing. It also has a really nice wide body, so I technically would have wanted that to go on it, but I guess I can't. But yeah, this is still obviously a little wider than your standard E46 M3. And also the really cool thing about this car is it has a V8 in it. It's not got the 3.2 inline six, it's got a 4-liter V8. Now, I'm looking at Need for Speed Wiki here, which actually says that the car itself in the game has 444 brake horsepower and weighs 1,120 kilos. So I'm going to try to get it as close to that as I possibly can. I'm not entirely sure exactly how well I'm going to be able to build this thing to look like that, or like to be as close to that as possible, but I'm gonna do my best. I think the wheels are pretty much stock. I don't think the wheels are even touched in the game. I think they're literally these standard wheels that we have here. But yeah, it's just the car being wide body that actually makes a big difference. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do stuff to it. Is the one in game turbocharged? That is the question. I can't remember. I don't think it is, so I'm not gonna add it on. I honestly don't know. I'm looking at it here. It just doesn't say anything about the car being turbocharged or anything like that. Yeah, it's alright. Okay, anyway, I'll just leave a non-turbo standard V8 that obviously sounds more like a race car in game. So I'm gonna end up upgrading the transmission of this thing to literally make it sound like a race car, because that's literally what it is. We can engine swap it if I really want to. I can also ultra drive swap it, but I'm not gonna do that. Maybe closer to the end of the video, I will go ahead and do some stuff to it. I'll modify the way this thing is, so it's not completely stock. I'm gonna stick on. It's already on sports tires, which is kind of sick. I think I'm gonna stick on some race tires on it. Actually, do I want to stick on some race tires? It's not gonna be very. Yeah, I'll leave it the way it is. Actually, I'll leave it with sports tires. I'm gonna make the wheels as wide as possible, just to give it that slightly more wide-bodied look, and then obviously bring the track width out as well on this thing quite a bit, because that's also going to change the stance of it quite a lot, even just by like the first step here. Like that makes a massive difference already, and I'm gonna do that. And obviously once it's lowered, it should look a lot better as well. It just makes it look wider. It's just has a wider stance. Now again, with the weight reduction and all that, it says 1,120 kilos. I'll see how close I can get to that. Race suspension dampers, obviously. I'm not gonna take this thing out drifting. Not yet, anyway. At least not yet. 1,258 kilos. I don't think I can get this thing to go even lighter than what it is, to be completely honest. And it's got 444 horsepower. I mean, I'm already over. Let's try to do it exactly. 444. There we go. We got 444 horsepower. That's bad. 480 newton meters of torque though. Is there a way to bring up my torque? Maybe something like this. And then bring these down. 444, 462. Nah, it sort of just goes hand in hand, to be honest. Okay. Well, I can't really do anything else to this thing. I can't make it lighter. This is probably as close as I'll be able to get with this car. With the whole handling physics and all that sort of stuff. I will do stuff to it afterwards. 100% I will. After I drive it like this. It's a 4.2, so technically I shouldn't actually bore it out. I just thought about it. Maybe I shouldn't. 474. Pistons bring this thing to 445. Again. Yeah, I'm just gonna do what I had before. Because it's the same. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Did I upgrade my flywheel? I did. Right. I guess those are the stats for this thing. That's as close as I'll be able to get to it. Obviously the car in the game is a little bit lighter. Okay. As for my tune, do I want to do anything to this car? Probably not now, to be honest. I don't think it makes enough power for me to be able to care. However, one of the most important things is the paint job for this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and find a new design here. Right, so the paint is on. It looks very, very good. The side exit exhaust is sort of just funny looking. The paint looks very, very good. Actually, I took a little bit of a closer look to the wheels on the car in the game, and they're very, very close to these ones that I'm using here. It's just they're a little bit different. They are still a little bit different. They just seem a little bit bigger, and they also have a center locking nut on them as well. It's literally like a race car version of this car is being used in the game, which technically it is. So this was a lot more difficult to actually get perfect or dead on. I feel like the super that we had in the previous video was a little bit better, but yeah, this one is the way it is. It's not terrible, but obviously it could be a lot better. But we don't really have that proper race car version of this car. It is still on sports tires. I would have thought upgrading the transmission of this thing would have that whine. Because in Need for Speed Most Wanted, this just sounds like a proper race car. Like, it literally just sounds like a race car. There's a crazy transmission whine on it as well. Obviously in this game it's a little different. That engine is so overpowering in noise. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, it's a V8. Handling, a little questionable. Not really sure if I'm a big fan of these sports tires, to be completely honest. It's not a slow car though. I mean, 444 horsepower, but it's not like... It's not like I'm struggling to pick up speed or anything. Yeah, it's an alright car. I think the next step is to properly over-modify this thing. Keep the standard design that's on it now. The most wanted design, and then just sort of, you know, make it my own. Make it the way it's supposed to be in this game. Alright? Let's just put it that way. Okay. I'll be back in a minute. Now you may be wondering, just from looking at it, that not much has actually changed from this thing. Yeah, you're right, not much. It now has 2 big spoolie boys on it, so it's making 700 horsepower instead of the old horsepower, and it's also got lower suspension, drift suspension to be precise. Just because I wanted to do this. I have driven this before. I've done a build on it in the past, turning this thing into a drift car in one of my earlier videos, and I've always liked the way this drove. It was just nice to drive, so I wanted to turn this thing into a nice driving car here. Like, power that's just enough to be able to have a little bit of fun. if you decide to take it downhill here on the needle climb. That is cool. That is cool. That Evo with the super loose super loose springs. That was sick. That was very cool. Like I said, I've done a build in this in the past. It's easy to drive. It's very good. I mean, it's an M3. Like, every M performance car is just good at doing this. It just is. It'll be hard for you to find a proper M car that can't do this. That's why I love them. And of course, this is no exception. It's a good car to drive. I can't really say anything else. And I love the way it looks. I think it looks great. The paint on it is good. It's not matte or anything like that, but it's not like super metallic, because the one in the game is not reflective. It's not proper reflective like gloss paint. So it's I like this paint, the one that's used on this car now. It's very good. The person did a very good job on it, and they even put the extra little vents as well as part of the design. I just wish we could have like the proper race car version of this. Then we could definitely turn this thing into the Need for Speed Most Wanted car. Well, that's pretty much it with the M3. That was another episode of Building an Icon. If you guys have any recommendations or suggestions down below for any other builds you guys want to try see on the channel, again, this can be from anything from other video games to movie cars, just anything iconic, anything that you know, maybe, you know, got you into the whole car scene when you were younger or something like that. Whatever it is that's iconic, that stands out in your mind, let me know down in the comments below. Of course, I've done another video on this Building an Icon series, and it was the original Fast and Furious Toyota Supra, obviously from the first Fast and Furious, and that video went very well, because a lot of people really enjoyed it, and they thought the series was going to be good. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one as well. Now, if you want to see more videos like this on the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on other social medias. Links to those are down below, especially my brand new TikTok, which I upload all the time on. And yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there. Is that an orange? Is that? I was just talking about it. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Like I said, thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna leave you guys. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Goodbye.